It sounds like he's questioning the heart of the football team. Here's a guy now, they've paid him to be a leader on that team. Do you have an issue with what it appears he is saying?
No, I don't, because I think that he's providing us some insight into the team that needs to be provided. He's talking about chemistry. He's talking about heart. He's talking about competence. Now, some people might sit up there and say, well, you know what, you've got no business doing that, and I can understand that. But when you're on that football field putting your health on the line, you got your $95 million contract, that's true, but you've been losing football games. And what he did was highlight why we're losing. And he's like, we got to turn this around. We got to get this done. Somebody has to provide some level of urgency. If there's one thing, first of all, Eli Manning, watching him in New York for years, just the epitome of professionalism. I mean, I remember I was hosting Michael Kay's radio show one day, and Eli Manning was supposed to be on. Michael Kay, he was waiting for me. He was on hold, chilling, waiting. He called 15 minutes early by himself. The guy is a consummate professional. But the problem is sometimes when you're so professional, you're so polished, you gloss over and you disguise some of the things that need to be brought to the forefront so you can incentivize people to do the things that they need to do and they're supposed to be doing. And I think that's what Odell Beckham Jr. was doing.
Odell doesn't respect or appreciate what's happening on the offensive side of the ball because he says, I don't know why we don't attempt to throw 20 yards down the field. Maybe the head coach, maybe the offensive coordinator, definitely the head coach. And so when he says that, that triggers me to let me know that he really doesn't want Eli to be his quarterback anymore. And I wouldn't be the first person to say that it should be his last year as their starting quarterback. But on defense, they're going to get Olivier Vernon back. They call him the Terminator. He's going to help a lot. But they have so many weapons, it's head-scratching that they have not been able to score 30 points in as many games as they have. But their schedule doesn't get any easier.
Wow.
So I would not be surprised if they continue to struggle overall record-wise.
A couple of things we have to consider. Number one, not only do you have 4 new starters in your offensive line, you have basically, essentially 5 new offensive linemen because even with Eric Flowers there struggling the way that he has, Chad Wheeler comes up in there, he hasn't been much better. So when you have an offensive line that can't run block, can't pass block, lack communication with one another so they don't know their schemes and what have you, it's going to be incredibly problematic for an offense. But in the end, what it really comes down to is Odell Beckham Jr. is not saying what he really wants to say and what most of us would recognize he can't say. Eli Manning is shot. A year ago, 2 years ago, you'd have never heard Odell Beckham Jr. talking like that. And it wasn't just because of his money. He's thinking, okay, I still got Eli. Now you've seen Eli this year, and you're like, my God, it's over. It's over. But no one could just come out and say, it's over.
Oh, he did. When he said he can't throw the ball 20 yards down the field.
Well, you was pointing to the coach when he was talking about schematically. Why are we not trying? He didn't say directly.
But do you think he's talking about Eli when he says it's about heart, it's about energy? Those are the words I heard him say there. It's about heart. He's questioning the team's heart.
The great thing about his position now is one of leadership because Stephen A. just mentioned he got paid.
Right.
So now I'm good. I can say what I want, and I'm free to do so. So I'm going to call out the team, but I'm going to highlight the quarterback.
But does the star of the team, the leader of the team, not the star, the leader of the team, call out his teammates in a closed locker room session, or does he do it in an interview sitting next to Lil Wayne with Josina Anderson?
Well, you do it both because there's a sense of urgency because going into this Sunday, they play the Panthers, and I'm picking the Panthers to win that game.
Yes, so am I.
So I don't see their situation improving record-wise.
Mike, and you got to remember something. It's okay to publicize if you don't personalize. See, you got to make sure. If I'm sitting there and I'm saying Jalen or I'm saying Mike, Greeny, that's a problem. If I'm saying, look, man, we got to do better. We're lacking this, and that. That's entirely different because now you're not personalizing, but in the same breath, you're holding everyone accountable. There's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you don't personalize.
Okay, actually, you know what? I will concede that point. I think you were right. He didn't call out anyone individually. He called them out as a collective. That's fair.